Bring it down a little bit. Let's set the mood, okay?
I want to tell you all a story of a girl. Not just any girl, but a black girl born in a very segregated city in the South called St. Louis, Missouri. This story begins on April 4th, 1928. This child was born to struggling parents who argued constantly and led to a divorce. After her parents split, she moved to Arkansas with her brother to live with their grandma. The childhood they lived was tiring and hard. During a visit with her mother, at 7 years old, she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. She told her a soldier's name to someone she trusted, her uncle. As vengeance for the sexual assault, her uncle killed the boyfriend. So traumatized by this experience, she stopped talking. She returned to Arkansas and spent years as a mute in fear of hurting anyone else. This girl's name was Maya Angelou. Her story, which is expressed in one powerful poem, inspires our theme for this year.
And Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness upset you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me down with your words, you may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I've danced like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. They beat her into the dirt. They tried to break her. They shot her down with their words, and they cut her with their eyes. But from the huts of history's shame, and from the past that was rooted in pain, she rose from a girl to a woman. She rose from being a mute to being a performer, a writer, an actress. Although broken, she rose to become a director, a producer, a poet. The voice she once claimed to have killed a man, she took and rose above her fear and turned that voice into a voice of hope and of inspiration and of motivation. She made her voice the voice of a fighter. Life is hard. Life is a challenge. Whether that's from depression, anxiety, problems with self-confidence, loneliness, pressure from school, from family issues, bullying, judgment, just getting out of bed, or feeling like we aren't enough. Let me tell you something. We are enough. You are enough. Look around you. We have each other. Life is hard as it is, and it's hard to go through it alone. Find those who struggle. They need you more than you know. Find them, help them, fight for them, and we will rise together. We will rise together.
Maya Angelou was a woman of color. She wasn't hindered by the separation of her parents or the fact she was raped, or that her rapist was killed by her uncle. Her words, she believed, were what killed him. She became mute in fear of causing harm to anyone else around her. Yet through all of this, she took her pain and turned it into a power that made her unstoppable as a poet, a civil rights activist, and so much more. She took this and rose above it all. As a person of color and a daughter of immigrants, I see that people of color work hard to be seen on the same level as some of our peers. And this year, we rise together. When we struggle as one, and still, we rise.
All right, guys, do this with me, Spartans. Life may feel too heavy to pull off the covers and get out of bed, and still, we rise. One more time. Life may feel too heavy to pull off the covers and get out of bed, and still, we rise. Life may beat us down into the dirt, and still, we rise. Life may crush our spirits, break our hearts, and tear our hopes apart, and still, we rise. Thank you, Murray. Have a great day.